Connor, you're a rude person. You really have no soul, and the thing that you did is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen anyone ever do in a campaign.
What about make you kill your own master in your backstory?
Yeah, but that was like a fun, like gross thing. Like this is just rude and hurtful. Like it doesn't add to my character's development. It just hurts me.
This is the finale. This is it. You guys, half of you know what Ganymede's up to. The other half are soon to find out.
This is no good. I'll tell you that much.
Everyone who has any kind of healing ability they can give to other people, raise your hand because
Max. Oh, and Chuck. Okay.
Max and Chuck.
I am a healer. That is my cause.
All right.
I'm staying next to Chuck this whole game.
I don't recommend it.
Dude, I gotta be pretty tanky on this one. I'm gonna tell you right
he's
now.
Going up front.
I have to be the tank.
All right, so we're gonna start off with Elliot, Rory, and Maria because you guys are arriving with the Navy.
We got a boat. We got a navy. We're coming with reinforcements.
They're all dead.
Max.
You should be excited we came with reinforcements.
Oh, they're all dead.
So you guys start approaching, and you see. Remember Vantara, that fantastic city that you guys moved through and sold the camels at?
This is all bad news, guys. I'm just letting you know from now on.
Love bad news.
It
Favorite
is. It is this city.
Right here. Yep. That's
Remember
the
that?
city.
Oh. I remember that city.
So,
No.
you guys... What do you mean, no? This is where you got your curse off, and you were fighting with Truck, and you cut the ship out of here.
We spent like an entire hour trying to convince Chuck to not attack, even though...
Right?
Like,
Come on
what?
now.
Come full circle. So, you guys are going to that city because, as far as you know, that's where you guys have planned to meet together. And you three are traveling with a general named General Neverwinter.
Hi, how are you? You're
So
a general, right?
You're standing
Rory,
there
like,
looking
Don't embarrass me in
Hey,
front
Rory.
of my new friends.
Hey, Rory,
Nice
can
to meet you.
you ask relevant questions like how many men does he have that are going to die and
I'll get to
stuff
anything
like that?
important as I need to.
So he looks down at you, and he's clad in this like full plate armor, and he's like, "What was that?"
I asked how are you? Are you doing nice? Are you enjoying this ride? This is a nice one. We've got a lot of boats here. How many again?
He says, "Oh, we've got about 15 ships."
Wonderful.
That's not enough.
So he looks back at Tyrell. He's like, and then he looks over to one of his officers. He's like, "Is this who the Queen sent?" The ships arrive in town. All right. And you guys see that this town is completely destroyed. The walls have like holes in them. The towers are crumbling. The houses are burning. Not burning.
Vantara?
Smoldering. Yes.
Was this a dwarven town or an elven town?
This was a Bagradarian town.
So human?
Human, dwarvish, orcish.
And it just got
I thought it was
wiped
sort of
out?
like it was like a mixed town on the frontier. Right?
Correct.
It's bad news.
You guys go there and you see a whole bunch of elven soldiers just coming down the road and filling in the town. But they don't appear to be attacking. They appear to be retreating from something. And this is the elven army. And they're retreating back to Vantara. From what you guys can put together, this town was sieged, and then they moved past it, and something happened, and they're moving back here.
Well, that's scary.
You three are with this elven army and the rest of the dwarven army not from Damdor, but from your city-state.
We're running.
And these ships dock, and all of these soldiers come pouring out, and Elliot, Maria, and when Rory gets back, but you guys get off the ship as well, and you're going through the town, and you see all these elven soldiers, and you're wondering what's going on, right? And you see Neverwinter like instructing people to lock down this city. And when you're about to go up and ask Neverwinter what's going on, right? You see your big muscled friend, his slightly shorter muscled friend, and then Andy.
Is it truck?
It is. You see the rest of your gang.
Friends!
We're just crying. I'm crying.
Yeah, we're literally not happy people right now.
I'm just in tears after my city just got destroyed.
Run away! Run away!
Turn around. Run.
We're leaving.
Run
I'm
your
out. I
life.
want to get in the boat. I want to go.
I want to get out of here. I don't want anything to do with what's going
What
on.
I want an
happened?
ocean between me and that thing.
Oh, this is so bad.
This is so bad. It's so bad.
So bad.
So bad.
So
Stop
bad.
mumbling. What happened?
It's so bad.
Neverwinter, after he's gathered the information from the elves, he's like, we are going to try to start extracting some of the elven soldiers, and the Valamarian army will deal with this.
Can we take the civilians maybe? Can they go?
And the civilians.
Thank
He says,
you.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Who are you?
He says, I am General, what's his first name, Neverwinter. He says, and I am in command of this army.
And I am Garrick Stonehammer, and I saw the thing and made sure it couldn't get here yet, so I bought you like a few hours. So shut up.
He says, then you have a few hours to secure this city, or you can leave.
There's nothing to secure. We're dead. We're all dead.
So dead.
How did you guys survive then?
My god broke the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a god now.
Of course.
I have a god now.
I have a god now. It's kind of cool.
Would you guys like to share what you've seen?
The biggest monster that I've ever seen in my entire
All
life.
Grask. And
What's it called
Max,
again?
you don't know what it's called.
Well,
I'm excited. Okay, we can handle that.
No.
How tall was it? Like 5 stories tall?
it's like the size of a building.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's a truck. It's like a real truck.
It's not like a Chuck Outbreaker.
Like 1,000 Chuck Outbreakers.
Is
but
Blythe still with us?
Blythe is still
No,
with you, and she's talking to General Neverwinter, and she's saying that she'll stay here and fight.
Sure.
Because these walls are they're not great, but they're the best thing you've got.
I want to try to explain to Elliot, Maria, and Rhombus that
We're all gonna die.
Ganymede managed to meld himself with this enormous creature, and he's attached to it and made of stone, and we tried to attack it and failed miserably.
Oh,
So
so bad.
Okay, that's
So
a lot
bad.
more than I thought it was.
So bad.
So wait, Ganymede is now like
Oh, he's a
fused?
Trask. Yeah,
Connor,
they're like
can you
the
just
same
show him
thing
a picture of the thing?
Oh, they'll see it soon enough.
Oh, God.
It's not too far behind you guys.
Can I cast legend lore so we
Okay.
can figure out more about this creature and maybe figure out his weaknesses?
You get this vision of this creature, and you see it rising out of the earth, burrowing through the sand, and it is essentially it's past where you started. Remember Redden? And it is just digging through the sand and eating anything in its path. It is 5-6 stories tall, a giant mouth, lots of teeth, spikes on its back, scales pretty much impenetrable, and you see armies of old, like a big flashback, and these armies are trying to fight it. You see this thing healing itself. The dwarves have enslaved this creature and harnessed its power to make their city, essentially. And it was buried underneath the dwarven city until Ganymede awoke it. And now he has full control of the beast, which pretty much makes him very, very powerful.
I want to know about weaknesses.
So you reckon?
How did the dwarves enslave it in the first place?
So
Which is
it's
good.
from the crown. They enchanted this very magical crown. It was a gift from the gods. But the crown has since fallen into bad hands, and it is on Ganymede's head. It wakes up naturally, like every 500 years, and it goes and it consumes everything in its path. Once it's like eaten enough, it goes back and burrows into the earth and goes back to sleep. And Ganymede has interrupted this process. There is a chance that if you take the crown off of his head, it may just go back to sleep.
Good night.
Go night-night.
Or
So
if we
big,
just
though.
feed it a lot.
Yeah,
So
just keep
big.
feeding it.
I know what to do with the 2,000 troops.
Elliot,
he just has this one thing, right? He no longer has a like.
He has no army. He started murdering his army.
Yeah, they all ran because he didn't care. At that point, he
This
started
is his
killing-
big thing.
And the soldiers that came with us are his retreating army, but don't want anything to do with it.
So they're already on our side.
No, they're on no
Well, they're
one's
not-
side
they're on
because
their
they're
side.
terrified.
Okay, firing at it is only going to distract it so that we can use another method.
Here's the problem with distracting it. If it was just the thing, we could distract it.
Because
But
it
the
has an
problem is
animal brain, but this has Ganymede's brain.
it's Ganymede's brain because he's not an animal anymore. He understands. He has like logical thinking skills.
So if we constantly bombard it, it's not like that's going to be a problem.
If we hit Ganymede, though,
It's so big, right?
Well, we can't miss.
It's
We can
so
definitely miss.
strong.
This army's greatest strength is going to be you guys. Because you're stronger than the common soldier. You guys are, what, level 10 now? Neverwinter asks if you're going to stay and fight.
You have to.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't, this thing's gonna.
Is there any
Kill.
way we can-
yeah.
Do it!
The general starts instructing people to, like, rebuild the walls. And you're trying to build as much as you can. And the sun starts to set. And in the distance, you hear, like, this creature roaring. Like, not... Like, this is in the distance, as in this thing is really, really loud, and it's echoing for miles.
I think we should have as many swift boats as we can just around in order to quickly evacuate if it turns out it's going to destroy everything, including us, and we can take it on a fun river jump.
Well,
Huh.
this is kind of the only city standing between it and the rest of the world.
It feels like either we die or it dies.
Person,
Whoa! What if we do some psychological torture and like make you his brother or something, and like pretend you never died or something like that?
Yeah,
I like that plan.
I like
Yeah.
that plan too.
Right.
Good
I'm
stuff.
totally down with that plan.
Wait, I've never seen his brother.
We got his daughter. We got his niece there. She can probably describe him to you.
Blythe will just be like, so he's got, like, ears like this.
But like, we'll try to do some psychological thing, like make him freeze for a second, maybe, and then we'll get a shot in that second.
There you go. You try to get a little rest before this thing is coming at you. The ground starts shaking.
Oh,
Connor.
dude! All right, everybody needs to get in within 10 feet of us. Okay.
Connor,
I
Alan's been napping this whole time, hoping for a long rest.
Can I cast mage armor? Put something on me.
So, yeah, you cast mage armor on yourself, and the buildings you're in start to shake. And in the distance, you start seeing this silhouette of a creature just rushing
I'm
towards
gonna cast protection for it. I'm casting protection from energy.
you. Alright. Anybody else have any prepping spells?
Yeah. Let me figure out what I need to do. What am I doing? Connor, help!
Good luck. You guys hear it roar, and one of the buildings that was like old and crumbling already just crumbles to the ground. And you see soldiers on the walls, just like some of them dropping their weapons and stepping back.
Dave, Elliot, where's your
Do
pep
not-
talk? for
Elliot,
soldiers?
Cowards!
Yell at the cowards.
Y'all realize that I have like negative charisma still, right?
You could be mean. You could be so mean. That's kind of your job right now.
Like, give me a half idea of what to say, and I'll turn it into gold.
Well, I was about to start. I was about to start speechifying.
Start speechifying.
Quick!
Do the big speech.
Gentlemen, we're in a distant land. We're far from our homes. We're fighting this thing. All that matters is that we bring down the man on top of it. We do not need to keep it out of the city. We do not expect to keep it out of the city. Once it's inside, find anything you can. Use the cannons, use your weapons, use your training. There are over 2,000 of us here. There's only one of that thing. We can hit it from every side at every time until it is done. And that is exactly what we will do, gentlemen. You may pull back off this wall, but we will not leave this city while that thing and the creature that guides it are still alive.
You see some of the soldiers pick up their weapons and start like shaking in their armor. And you guys are finally starting to make out this creature with all of its spikes on its back. and it is just running on all fours, and it's got these claws that are...
Do I have my eagle?
I mean, yeah, you have your eagle.
Right, because another thing is maybe eagle can pick the crown off its head.
It's like
Or-
stuck to his head.
Or we use the eagle to drop us up there to get at him directly.
That thing.
What about our friend Octopus?
We don't need octopus right now.
Well, but like it's something.
We get this thing in the city, the soldiers distracted, and then we figure out either cannon, eagle drops from the parachute battalion, or whatever else. We just get up there and get the crown.
But it is rushing at the city with its mouth wide open, and you see this thing, and it is terrifying.
So bad.
We're all next to Chuck, so we're not too scared, right?
Yeah, you guys have courage, so you're not you're not afraid.
Just don't go far.
You see the first archers start like loosing hundreds of arrows, and they fall onto the creature, but none of them seem to penetrate its armor. And you just see it start slamming through the first row of archers, and just stomping on them and slashing them to the side.
Okay, my character may not be scared, but I am.
I'm over here stress eating.
Andy, would you like to give us any words of inspiration from your poetry book?
Yeah, I'm giggling, and I just want to cheer people up and let them know who we're facing against. So I'm going to choose a selected poem from Ganymede's personal book of poetry.
If you don't make it out, this will be the best thing that you have. This will be the last thing you have before you die.
I'm going to call it out so as many troops as possible can hear it. I'm going to say, this is a poem called Pale. 'Tis so hard to be pale, paler than ale, whiter than nails, and the curve of the moon, paler than floss, and eggshells and moss, and the whitest of whitest balloons. And then I want to just like fall over laughing at this poem.
Man's got a talent.
That was beautifully read, by the way, Alan.
He's got more. You see it start, it just pushes past those guards, and it's coming right for the wall. I want you guys to tell me where your party is stationed in this nice city.
Where is he coming from? Can you give us an idea of where he's coming from?
Coming from
Here?
right up there. He's
All right.
attacking this
Well,
big tower.
On the
On
tower.
the wall. On the wall.
See,
Right here.
This
I would
thing
like-
will just one hand. It's gone. That tower is
But
no
then you're
longer
you're
there.
already closer to its head. We don't be on the ground.
I would like to direct.
Stop us.
I would like to direct troops into that tower carrying barrels of explosives.
They're looking at you, they're like, why don't you get a guy that freaked out the general, and they keep running, doing their thing.
Somebody who's slightly more intimidating.
So, I want to let you know what happens, okay? You guys are on this tower right here, and it is attacking this wall, okay? You see people
It's already
fire.
here?
Yes. It has gotten right up towards the wall, and it is just like clawing at it and breaking through the stone. And
How close are we to it?
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh, not this picture again.
oh.
Chuck,
so-
you're going in his mouth.
Cannon.
Look how big that is holding this horse right there. Right here. Look at that.
I thought it was a lot bigger before.
Oh yeah, that's actually not
You're
that
going
bad.
in, Chuck. You're going in.
It's still.
And Ganymede's up here.
Are
Is he
we?
fully encased in stone?
Yep. So they are all firing cannons. You guys are all responsible for your individual actions now. Rory, you're up.
Is he close enough to get onto him?
You can try, but this thing is moving. I mean, yeah, you can try. That's all I'm going to say.
It's got one bad arm. Remember, Ganymede only has one arm.
It had one bad arm.
Got it.
What?
It's been healing itself.
Oh.
Oh, God, you're so dirty.
Let's just
Is there
say
still
it
a
bonded,
tower?
and this thing has abilities to heal itself.
Oh,
Is there still a tower in its side?
Boo.
There is this tower on your side, but it's on the other side of it.
Okay. Let's start with just a nice crossbow.
All right, shoot a crossbow at it.
Nice.
So you aim up, and you shoot the crossbow, but it just deflects off of this thing's skin. Would you like to make a movement closer or further from it?
Let's go some second story work and get onto that there monstrosity.
All right, so you try to jump onto this thing. You're gonna have to make an acrobatics with disadvantage.
Oh, so bad.
14.
Andy, do you have another poem you can read for this occasion?
It's not gonna help in this moment.
So you jump onto the arm that you were told is limp, but then it just slams it to the side, and you fall off onto the tower. I'm gonna give you a little bit of damage, not anything severe. Its attacks are coming soon.
Oh man, this is bad.
So this thing is going to make 5 attacks, and I'm going to direct 3 of them at you, at your party. The first attack is going for Andy.
What?
Second attack is going for Rory.
Oh.
And the third attack is going for Elliot. Does not mean they hit yet, but pretty much does.
Yeah, it does.
So you take 25 damage.
Oh,
Holy
gravy. What was
Right.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die. We're gonna
I was at
die.
77. I'm down 52.
Okay.
We're gonna die.
I'm not
Second
gonna
attack
go
is
my
going for
full healing.
Rory.
Just remind me, anybody, I have 45 hit points that I can pass out. So if you're getting low, you gotta let me know. I won't remember.
So Rory gets slashed with another claw.
Ah, jeez, roars.
Slashes Rory for 25 damage, and the third attack is going to be a...
I have some reductions on that.
Oh yeah, you want to do Uncanny Dodge?
Definitely Uncanny Dodge. Would you count this as an AoE?
No.
All right.
I would count the tail one as an AoE.
Okay.
So, Elliot, you're like instructing people to fire, and you see it like put its head down, and Ganymede's right there, and it's going to try to essentially ram its horns through the wall.
Which
And-
Ganymede is on his horns, though, right?
Ganymede's in between the horns, but if it's a giant creature slamming its head through the wall, and there's a horn coming at you, you have more intense things to worry about. So it is going for a horn attack.
But it's not really. It's targeting the wall that just happens to be the wall where I am. Right?
Yeah, so it's doing a bunch of soldiers as well, but it's essentially you get hit by its horn and it slices through a bit of your side, and you're going to take...
Oh my gosh. This is all going bad.
We're gonna die.
Pretty much.
We got this.
32 damage, Elliot. Its horn starts stabbing through your side, and it takes a little chunk out of you.
Elliot, how many hit points do you have?
85, but still.
Okay. Okay.
Would I
Who's
lose
the lowest
30?
scores? What'd you lose?
32.
I took 12.
So
I'm at 34
once
right now.
it stabs through Elliot like falls to the side, and he was one of the lucky ones that didn't fall with this thing. Its head breaks through the wall, and it plows into the city.
Okay. See? There was our chance.
I'll do the Scorching Ray. Yeah, I rolled a 3. No, at Ganymede, not the Trask.
You rolled 2 3s.
So
Ow.
you cast Scorching Ray at this creature, but it swipes its tail. And what damage does that do? Radiant?
I think it changes. Let me check. It might be Radiant, though.
Well, it doesn't hit
fire.
regardless.
It's fire.
It doesn't hit, and if it did, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Would you like to make a movement and help Chuck up so we can have a round?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Chuck.
So you grab him by the arm and you pick him up on his feet. Andy, it is your turn.
Alright, I don't have a good sense of where I am, but I want to use all 30 feet of my movement to flee away from the Trask.
All right. So you get far away from this creature. 30 feet.
I mean, 30 feet doesn't feel like very far, but...
You hide behind a rubble wall, and you open up another book. You're like, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine.
Well, no, time out. I don't want to hide. There's rubble on the ground. It's just destroyed this wall. There's loads of rubble.
Correct.
Okay. I want to cast Animate Object, and I want to use twin spell to actually twin that, and I want to animate 2 huge chunks of like piles of rocks and boulders into creatures.
Golems?
With animate object, I can get a huge and a medium, and then doubling it would be 2 huge and 2 medium.
All right.
So I want.
Do you have the stats for attacking with that, or?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So make attacks for all of those things. What's their bonus to it?
+8.
+8.
So 16 + 8, 24, and 14 + 8, 22.
Your stone golems start like punching this thing, but they start breaking when they punch this thing.
I love it. I love it.
All right, Chuck, what are you gonna do?
The longer, I'm just going to say this broadly for everybody, the longer we wait to try to get Ganymede, the worse this is going to be. So,
All right, I'm gonna. How far away is it from me, roughly? Is it within swiping
It's
distance?
within melee
15
range
feet?
if you run up to it. Yeah.
I am gonna go ahead and run up to it, and I am gonna go ahead and cast Thunderous Smite as well with my Minotaur's Bane, and I am going to go ahead and do that.
So that is a 27 to hit, and you pierce its armor. You have landed the first hit.
I landed 12 plus Thunderous Smite.
So we know that 24 did not hit and 27 did. That's good news.
So you deal 16 damage.
Yes. Okay, I'll go ahead and attack again then. Go ahead and hit it with Wrathful Smite attached to Minotaur's Bane again.
All right, make another melee attack. Perfect. 13 does not hit it.
Okay.
So you try to swipe at it, and it like kicks you to the side. Well, it doesn't kick. The ground shaking knocks you over.
Okay, so I get up and run 15 feet, and
All
then
right.
my turn is over.
Elliot, it's your turn.
all right, so I'm still up on the wall.
Yes.
All right. If I want to do the idea of having Maria's eagle try to drop me up there, would that just count as my movement, or would that have like chew up a whole turn?
That would take an action. Because you're
Alright.
mounting the beast and then flying over and dropping.
If you can get me a giant eagle on my next turn, I will try to use it to get up there.
Giant eagle time!
So you make your eagle large.
Bigger.
Elliot, you soar overhead on this eagle and you drop down, okay? And you're going to make a weapon attack with advantage because you are on top of this thing and he doesn't even know that you're there.
All right, I am going to use my new two-handed sword for maximum destruction.
Of course.
19.
No, with advantage. So
With advantage,
26.
26. So you hit right onto Ganymede's head. And you slash him and it cracks through the stone and it shatters all of the stone.
Yes.
And you see
Does that shatter the crown too?
No, the crown is still on his head, but you grab him and you throw him to the ground with you and you fall and you're going to take some damage.
Sometimes you gotta take fall damage.
Take
I want to
one
cast
for the team.
Featherfall.
So you lightly drift, but Ganymede takes 10 damage. He falls to the ground, and the rest of your party surround him. You see the
Andy, good looking
Tarrasque.
out. Thank you.
You see the Tarrasque stand there, and it roars behind him, and the army is firing cannons into him. And he stands there before you, and he's all bloodied because all of the stone has cracked his skin. And he looks up at you with these glowing eyes, and he says, "You, all of you are the reasons for this. You are responsible for this. You took my ship. You took my title. You took my arm." And
That was me!
What are you gonna do about it? What
Combo.
are you gonna do about it? Wow.
he says, "You took all of this, and now you will pay."
Wait, but you took it from your brother.
Ooh.
And he draws his sword. And he's running at you guys. Rory, you're up.
I am going to cunning action. I think I can do that.
All right.
The idea is I'm gonna sneak around him or disengage and re-engage, and then I'm gonna stab him in the back with my nice golden dagger.
All right, so you slip into the shadows only to reappear right behind him and get a critical hit, and you slash him over the back of the neck. And you are going to do double damage with your sneak attack. So that's, do all your damage. You're about to do a bunch of damage to this guy. There you go. That's a bunch of damage. That's 34 damage, if I'm correct. You deal 34 damage to Ganymede, and he turns around and he tries to slash at you, but you duck under the sword. So you see him throw a fireball at you guys. So the rest of you are going to have to make a dexterity save. Or else get blasted by a bunch of damage.
Not great, bub.
So,
Ooh.
Oh.
all right. So
Oh,
Maria
no.
and Chuck are taking
The
half
least-
damage, and the rest
The
of
least
you...
dexterous one. Like, I have 0 for my dexterity, y'all.
You and Chuck.
So, how much is it for... Yeah, okay, this is gonna hurt. So he blasts you guys. All of you who failed take 50 damage. The ones who succeed take 25.
Who's dead?
I'd be
I'm
dead.
down. Down is in 0 hit points.
I got him next turn. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I can get him up too.
No, I'm doing mass cure wounds. So everyone goes up 29.
Oh god.
Goes
Alright.
up 29.
They gain 29.
Thank
So,
Max,
Max,
you just doubled my hit points. Thank you.
You just made my hit points infinitely larger.
Max, you cast
But
this
not
healing...
beyond my-
Max, you cast this healing spell, and he turns and he points his sword. He's like, your brother is the reason that this happened. I will make sure that he is hunted down for the rest of his days.
You're not leaving the city, but like
You're not leaving alive.
not
Andy,
leaving
it's
the
your
city.
I am going to. What's our rough layout? Where are we standing? What's this?
You guys
give
are-
me an idea.
In the middle of Vantara, there's a whole bunch of like crushed buildings. Imagine like a big circle of rubble. It's like an arena almost.
Yep. Cool. That works for me. All right. And how close am I to Ganymede?
30 feet.
I'm 30 feet away from Ganymede. Okay. All right. I am going to cast haste on Truck Owlbreaker.
Oh, jeez. All right.
And then as my bonus action... Actually, let's just burn some shiz here. I'm going to... Haste is a level 3. I'm going to use these 3 points to twin that spell. I also want to give Elliot haste as well. So both of them will be hasted.
You guys are comboing this guy.
That means I get 3 attacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then as my bonus action, sorry, just trying to catch up on counting. So I'm going to use, let's see, that was 3 sorcery points. And I'm going to use 2 more to do it. 1 more spell. We will fire lightning bolt at 5th level at him.
My goodness.
So DC save is 17.
17, all right. So he has to make a 17. I forgot about that. He is very, very angry. He misses the 17. You guys are just blasting him from every side, getting all of your vengeance back. And go ahead.
So I'm going to roll 10d... Actually, Connor, would you roll 10d6 for me?
Of course. So you blast him with a lightning bolt for 28 damage. And he
Alright.
looks up at you, and you see his eyes are glowing yellow. And he says, You were supposed to be one of us. We were going to rule the world together. us elves, we could have conquered the rest of them. But you
I want to use my
betrayed your own kind.
movement to. I want to use my movement to move as far away from him as the arena will allow.
Perfect.
As my 30 feet will allow.
Can you read him some of his own poetry as we're finishing him off?
Oh, of course.
I'll let Elliot go
question-
first so I can grab that extra attack.
All right,
You
Elliot.
tell me Truck Owlbreaker is going to stay his attack right now?
My goodness.
I don't know. No, I'm not. No.
There's a first time for everything, I guess.
I just want to make.
Doing it. I'm not doing
It's
it.
too late. In the famous words of Chuck, already done. Elliot, how many attacks do you have? I'm afraid to
Alright, so-
ask.
Well, I've got haste gave me an extra one, right?
Correct.
So that gives me 3 before I do anything else.
Oh my goodness.
He's gonna die
So-
before I even get a chance to touch him.
I am gonna pass. So, all right. The order of turns is Chuck is now going after me.
Correct.
Like directly after me.
Directly.
All right. As a warrior, I don't want to take away his family vengeance. So, I'm gonna pass you my first attack.
Okay. So I get an
Because
attack.
Yeah, go.
You get my first one because I'm using Commander's Strike.
All right. Well, I'm gonna use Misty Step,
All right.
and then I'm gonna go up right. I'm gonna appear right behind him so he doesn't know I'm there.
Okay.
I'm gonna charge up my Papa's sword,
All right.
and I'm gonna do it with Thunderous Smite. So I'm
Ooh.
rolling.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever damage you roll for, you get plus 10.
Oh yeah, you've got your gym.
19, and then Thunderous Smite.
So it's
So
24. So you hit him for 24 and you
Does-
see him fall down to the ground. Chuck, make a wisdom save.
Wisdom.
Say he's
I don't
alive.
think I saved anything. How hurt is he right now?
Well,
Yeah.
you see him down on the ground, and he's like kind of backing away from you because you dealt a lot of damage to him. And he's like, "Please, just listen. What do you want? You want riches? You want gold? You want what do you
I
want?"
want your head!
And now
Can
it's
I
Elliott's turn.
specifically? Wait. All right.
Watch your
For my 2 more times, can I just aim at his knees so he can't crawl away? any
Yes!
further?
Yes!
Roll
And
ahead.
not and like
This is
and
a kids show.
I don't want to kill him. I'm serious that I want Chuck to finish him off. I'm just gonna stop him from killing him.
All right.
Is that like? Can I like limit my own
Yeah.
damage?
Yeah. You can
To
always
just-
attack without intent to kill.
You can attack without. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So roll
I'm
to hit
aiming
twice.
at Chuck. Which kneecap should I target first?
Left.
All right, left kneecap.
All right. So you shoot him in the knee, but you realize he keeps crawling anyways. You hit right where his knee is, but he keeps crawling. So Maria, you
Chuck,
realize
do you want
something's
everybody's
off, but you're not quite
see-
sure.
So he
Wait,
can't move.
something's going on.
Since the kneecapping didn't seem to work, I'm gonna go for his previously unchopped arm.
All right. So you rush up and you slice straight through the arm, but your sword just phases through it and sinks into the sand. And you look back and he's smirking at you too.
Oh, see, he's trying to pull his sugarless bubblegum on us.
Maria, make another Arcana.
Is this like a projection of his real self?
20.
So you see this faint outline of him appear behind Chuck, and he's drawing a dagger.
Chuck!
Get him!
Okay.
Maria, you want to cast a spell? Save your
Yeah!
buddy?
What do I do? What do I do? Ooh, I know what I'll do. Is this the one I do?
You yell really
My
loud.
voice boom. Yeah, I yell real loud. I yell really loud, and I tell Chuck to Chucky's behind you. I don't know.
So you yell,
I'm
Chuck,
like
he's behind you. Chuck, you turn around, but you see this guy right on top of you, and he's going to try to stab you with this dagger. He tries to stab you, but what does Max do?
I cast a spell at it, probably. Or I'm gonna
Andy, you're up
cast
next, by the way.
this and have it appear right in between the two of them.
Max casts a spell, and it just blocks this dagger, and he's holding it right above you, which leaves his exposed. Because he's trying to shove this dagger down at you. Andy? You want the last thing he hears is one of his poems? Or you want to cast a spell? Let him die with embarrassment?
Poem.
I'm gonna cast a spell.
No.
No, poem.
Whilst saying
That could be his bonus action.
So, okay, he is.
He's got his
Stabbing
arms
at
up
Chuck.
and he's... Yeah, you could give like a buff to Chuck, you could try to cast a spell, it's up to you.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna fire. I mean, Chuck still has haste as long as I'm concentrating on it. So, I'm gonna cast a lightning bolt at level 4 and just fire at his hands. I don't want to kill him.
Alright, perfect. So he's gonna make a dexterity with disadvantage. So the first one failed. Okay, so you blast the dagger out of his hands. And now you can roll for your damage.
At level 4, it is 96.
Oh my gosh.
The Tarask
I don't
is
think he's gonna have hands.
the Tarask is thrashing behind you guys, and just this army is fighting it and trying to take it down. You blast the dagger out of his hands, and we'll see how much hand he has left.
13
None.
plus
So
15,
28 damage.
28.
And he stands there and he looks to the side and his hand is gone. And he looks back at you, Chuck. And his eyes, you see fear in his eyes. What are you gonna do?
3 attacks.
With branding smite.
Are you trying to kill him?
Oh yeah.
Alright, roll to hit
Yeah,
with
okay.
advantage.
Oh yeah.
Some say it's rigged.
Where do I rigged? Awesome.
Rig.
No, awesome. Awesome. Rigged. Of course. Of course.
But when you get a critical hit on your final enemy, you crush him down and the crown shatters on his head. And he falls down, and you see him no longer move. You see the Tarask in the background look around, and it just like thrashes a few more soldiers, and it digs into the earth.
Okay, divine sense.
There is no more evil. Ganymede is dead.
Got him.
He is kaput. Ganymede is dead. The armies settle down. And that is the end.
Wait, no, it's not. Can I touch the crown and see if there's a way to fix it?
There's not. It was destroyed with hatred so powerful.
Just
And-
put the pieces in your bag.
Wait, can I? Wait, hold on. Hold. That's
They're
the
mine.
dwarven
I already
crown.
picked them up. No one's picked
That is
them
the
up.
dwarven crown.
Can I take it and
No.
bring it back to my town?
No. It's mine.
I think it's better that this thing is destroyed. You saw what happened.
Mine.
We're gonna rebuild it.
No, you're
We're gonna
not.
make it.
We're gonna rebuild the town.
Not
question.
the town. I'm talking about the crown.
But it's a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
Does Ganymede
what
have a
he
new book
said.
of poems on him?
Does this Ganymede have a what?
A
Can
new
we-
book of poems.
Yeah, I need to hear one more poem.
Okay,
Would
sure.
you like to read us off?
This better be the best one yet.
All right. Well, you have 2 choices. We have one called Riches or one called Squeaky.
Squeaky.
All right.
You already know it's about the arm.
I'm crying.
Yep. Give us a performance.
It wakes me in the night, leaves me with fright. This awful, interminable noise. It cannot be greased. The noise, it won't cease. Worse than even the worst children's toys. Oh, God. That squeak like a mouse from within my blouse. It jars me, upsets me, no good. Save me, my friends, from this untimely end, left with an elbow of wood. And then I want to toss the book into the air and fire a lightning bolt at it and just incinerate it.